Another day on the Golf. Managed to get the decat fitted yesterday. You can see it down there. It was like the last thing I did last night. It was a little bit fiddly. Obviously now the pipe's bigger, it's hard to get tools into that space to do it up to the manifold. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like underneath quickly. A little bit cramped. But yeah, there we go. It's fitted and ready for the exhaust. Lambda sensors on. Just got to drop the rear axle now to get that exhaust through the gap. You've heard me banging on about this now, but I need to drop this rear axle in order to get the exhaust through the gap. So I think I'm just going to start by undoing the shocks and taking the springs out, and then unclipping any wires or cables that are attached to it, and then seeing how much I can drop it down by. Right guys, I know this looks like a completely drastic change from what the car looked like last. What I've quickly done off camera, I'll show you how I did it after. Took the rear bumper off, which involved taking both the lights off. I undid the front of the axle here, and I undid it from the shock absorbers. And I did the same on the other side, and all I've done is lowered it, and I've started to wiggle the exhaust through. So we can see now, this is the stage we're at. What a terrible fiddly job this is. But once it's on and I'm putting everything back together, I'll walk you guys through how I took it all apart. You're gonna have to excuse the amount of things that are on the floor, but I've had to use a lot of things to prop things up. I've got two steel wheels off the XR2 holding up the rear beam. Got this propping up the exhaust at the minute, and let's just have a quick look underneath. Managed to wiggle it through, guys. It is a really difficult job. Well, I say difficult, but it's more time consuming. So here we got the exhaust. I finally got it through. Just time to start securing it up a little bit, just so that I can start jacking the car up in another position to make the join here in between the actual exhaust pipe itself and the decat and downpipe. Get the Lambda on, get the exhaust putty set, and then the last thing to do is literally take the beast for a spin. The next thing I'm going to do is mount this back box up, back up against here with the two 13mm bolts, just so secure. I'm going to do that end down there. That next exhaust hanger as well also needs to be married back up to the body of the car up there. So I'm going to secure them before I start putting the axle back up, and changing the jacking position of the car. I'm going to jack the side all the way up so I can get underneath and do the middle bracket of the exhaust back up to the car, and also do up the join from the exhaust to the decat. I've got the exhaust hanging up here for the time being. This other mounting point there I'm going to leave for now, until I've got the axle back up and I've got the car on its side, because it's putting quite a lot of strain on it and it's quite weak. So I'm just going to go ahead both sides and get the front side of the rear beam back in, do those bolts up, and then get the shock absorbers back into place and do those up, and then basically that's this back up. I'm not going to do anything up until all of them are in place, and then I'll tighten it, and then jack the car up on this side and get the rest of the exhaust done. Okay, so we're back under the car now. Here's the exhaust, and there's the decat up there. Just want to show you guys actually, one of the next things I'm going to do is put the bracket back up on the middle here. But first of all, just want to have a look and see how well my measurements paid off under here. So just going to lift the exhaust up to the other decat pipe. There's a little bit of a gap there, but of course it's on exhaust rubbers, so you pull it a little bit and the gap there's met fully. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide the exhaust clamp over on this side of the pipe. Then I'm going to raise this middle bit up, get it in position. Then what I'm going to do is have a look and see how level it is at the back. If it's a decent level and the exhaust doesn't look wonky, I'm going to mark it with permanent marker, and then I know that's where my exhaust is going to be positioned. Okay guys, so as you can see, the exhaust is ready to go in. The clamp's proving a little bit difficult right now. I'm going to have to try and slide it on more and slide it all in place. This middle bracket is up, if you can see. I'm sorry it's dark, but it's not fully done up. Still got one bracket to put on at the rear, and I'll just show you quickly actually what the car's looking like at the minute. So there we go. So the exhaust is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty level already actually. So just gonna go ahead now, try and tighten the exhaust up, try and get it in place up there with the decat, and then that'll be it. Car's gonna go on the ground once I've got all the mounts up, so I can start putting the lights and the bumper back on. I'm gonna keep the diffuser off because I'm gonna have to cut it, but yeah, I'm gonna need some different tools to do that I don't have, so I'm gonna have to borrow them off a friend. So here's where things are sitting with all the rubber clamps on and everything, all the mounting points on. All I've got to do is get this back on now that the exhaust and decat's got a bit of paste on it. Luckily I can slide it all the way on one side, try and marry the exhaust up together, and then slide it back over so it's halfway over both pipes, then do the clamps up. Then I'm going to be putting the car on the floor, and that's it for today. Right guys, I've now got the rear bumper back on. Just obviously got to wait to cut that section out of the bottom piece of the bumper or diffuser, whatever you want to call it. Gonna do a quick cold start video now, let you guys hear what it sounds like on cold start and as it warms up. Then I'm gonna go for a spin and make sure everything's all right and see what the car sounds like. Right guys, so the exhaust is on now. About to go for a drive, first drive. Start off slowly, of course, let the car warm up, but see what it's saying. Get the windows down for a sec. Hopefully it's all right. It is really loud actually. The whole inside of the car's vibrating and everything. See that I look a bit nervous, just hoping that everything goes smoothly. Oh my god, the way you can hear the turbo through the back of that. Oh my. Initial reactions, yes, that's all I'm saying. You can just hear the turbo whistling through the back of that. Sounds wicked, man. Sounds wicked. Not looking to catch it on any speed bumps. But oh my. Guys, so quick thing, first things first, it was really hard to strip the old one off, because obviously I decided not to drop the axle to take the old one off. I had to cut it, but my grinder blades weren't really big enough to go through the whole diameter of the exhaust, so I had to cut a section out of it lengthways in order to get the grinder up in there. And then getting a new one on, I mean, well, stripping the original catalytic converter and downpipe was quite easy, to be fair, but putting that new one on was a little bit difficult. One of the nuts was really hard to do up on the decat downpipe, but all got on in the end. A little bit fiddly, really hard to do on the floor, and also trying to do that axle was a hard job, trying to drop that on the floor as well. But like I said, got there in the end. Exhaust sounds brilliant. Little burbles. Just hoping once it warms up enough, might get a little pop or a bang. But I can also feel, the difference in it. The car feels more responsive, man. On the throttle, straight, the turbo's spooling up immediately. Spinning. It's spinning so easily in first now, whereas before, turbo would have to be like, I'd have to be at higher revs, maybe like 4,000 revs, but now, dashboard's vibrating, spin. Right guys, so after the really long test drive that I've given this car, I can say that I'm really enjoying having the exhaust fitted. It sounds great, makes me want to drive the car more. It's actually quite addictive. It was a success as well. You know, everything worked out in the end. There was some hiccups along the way, but it's about overcoming them and getting past it. That's what makes you get there in the end. So yeah, I mean, I hope this video has helped some of you guys out if you're looking to do an exhaust on one of these. I was really anxious before I did it because I wasn't sure whether I had everything I needed for sure. I thought I did, but sometimes things crop up and things don't work out. I wasn't sure whether the decat pipe was going to fit. Wasn't sure whether I'd be able to drop the axle of the car low enough to feed the exhaust through. There were all kinds of things on my mind, but for it to have worked out, I'm really happy. Also, I just want to say thanks to any of you guys that have subscribed and liked and commented on the video. I hope you enjoy the content, and I'm going to try and keep it coming. It means a lot to have some of you guys supporting me and stuff, so that's nice, of course. And obviously continue to like, comment and subscribe. All makes it worthwhile for me in the end. But I've got a lot more stuff to come anyway, so keep watching, and I'll see you soon on the next video.